Episode 7 begins with messengers traveling around Israel, spreading news of David and Michal's wedding, as a voiceover reads passages from Deuteronomy 28, Numbers 12:6, and Jeremiah 33, verse 10. When Adriel hears the news, he cheerfully informs Jordan that the marriage marks a new beginning in Israel. Back in Gibeah, Eshbaal is jolted awake from memories about his torment at the hands of his pagan captors by the sound of screaming and alarms. The cloaked men who were responsible for his kidnapping, the murder of Dinah's father, and the attempted assassination of Jonathan are setting fire to the king's silos. In the aftermath, we find that the silos were recently filled with winter grain, and their destruction could lead to starvation in Gibeah. Saul does not want to beg the tribes for extra food, but Eshbaal proposes an other solution. Claiming to have known an advisor to the king of Edom during his reckless youth, he advises that they try to rekindle their weak connection. Saul hesitates, knowing that the king of Edom is a vengeful, bitter man with whom he hasn't spoken in decades, but he eventually allows Eshbaal permission to contact his friend. Just before the wedding, Eshbaal enters Saul's bedroom, looking for his father, and exchanges a fleeting but lustful glance with Kaziah, a throwback to their flirtation in Season 1, Episode 1. When Saul comes, Eshbaal informs him that the king of Edom is willing to put aside previous grievances and form an alliance by providing them with food. During the ceremony, Kaziah and Eshbaal continue to exchange glances. Dinah returns just before the procession and informs Eshbaal that she has important news to address afterward. Following the event, Adriel approaches David to remind him of his role in clearing the way for him, but David replies that God alone paved his route. David refuses to admit that he owes Adriel anything, reminding him of what Eliab was compelled to do and what would happen if Saul discovered Adriel had lied. Offended, Adriel approaches Eshbaal and remarks on how David and Michal's union is yet another impediment to his ascendancy to the kingdom. Eshbaal initially appears indifferent, but Adriel can tell he is driven by ambition and claims that all he needs is someone to remove the hurdles in his route to the throne. Adriel takes David aside and discloses the truth about his identity. Later that night, Dinah takes Eshbaal aside and informs him about the conversation she witnessed between Doeg and the one-eyed man, as well as the message she overheard proving that the Philistines did not carry out the attack on the silos. Eshbaal encourages her to leave the subject with him. When it becomes evident that she would not let it go, he sadly tells her that he never intended to fall in love with her in this way, shortly before pushing her off the wall and murdering her. But the two aren't as isolated as Eshbaal assumed. Eshbaal rushes over to hush Merab, saying that he has an answer. Taking Merab back to his lodgings, Eshbaal finally tells her what happened while he was captured. His previous life ended, giving place to a new mission that he is determined to see through. When Merab accuses Eshbaal of being responsible for the attack on the silos, the destruction of their family, and the exile of their mother, he does not deny it, insisting that his actions were required to end their father's corrupt and rotting kingdom and build something new and better. Playing on their previous bond, he advises her not to tell anyone what occurred and to stick by his side. When a guard discovers Dinah's body, Eshbaal pretends to be shocked and grieving, but Jonathan wonders why she was murdered. Merab appears on cue and states that Dinah had quietly been coping with anguish over her father's death and had discussed ending her life with her while keeping it a secret from everyone else. Eshbaal feigns shock and grief after successfully concealing the crime. As David is led to Saul's chamber, Eshbaal follows from a distance, eager to see his prospective competitor destroyed. Thank you for watching.